Everyone will be conducting a pre-bidding conference for 3 civil works projects. Today is May 28, 2026. May I request the Bank Secretariat for a opening prayer and to be followed by reading of attendees for this today activity.
Let us stand. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, on this day, we come before you in gratitude and humility. We thank you for the gift of life and the opportunities it brings. May this day be filled with blessings, guidance, and protection. Grant us strength to face challenges, wisdom to make the right decision. As we begin our pre-bidding conference, may your light shine upon us and lead us on the path of righteousness. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Good afternoon, each and everyone. Before we proceed for our pre-bidding conference for CID 25 JJ0065 rebid, 26 JJ0024 rebid, and 26 JJ0057 rebid, may call on attendance. Sir Eric Villagamon, Back Secretariat Member, Engineer Jonamator Osabia, Procurement Staff, Engineer Cardiel Panong, Back Secretariat Head, Engineer Rena Jane Hadin, Back Secretariat Member, Sir Cyril Lumanos, Procurement Staff, Mama Pelbagio, Procurement Staff, Sir Benji Banyas, Procurement Staff, Sir Edwin Daclas, Procurement Staff, Maureen Orgada, yours truly, Back Secretariat Member, Engineer Sherlyn Cordisolio, PWG Member, Engineer Artemio Boyhano Jr., Back Provisional Member, Sir Romel Beranding, Back Vice Chairman, Sir Roland Galay, Procurement Staff, Engineer Lorenzo P. Mendoza, Back Chairman, Engineer Shervin General Salabit, Representative from Planning and Design Section, Engineer Heidi Altagon, Back PWG Member, Engineer Jimay Del Cuarto, PWG Head, Mamela Lumpaya, Procurement Staff, Engineer Donald Villanueva, Back Member, Engineer Manager M. Garban, and User for Civil Works. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Maureen. Majority of the members, Bank members present, and share this bonus. Request the subject.
Good afternoon to everyone. Our Back Chairman, members, Back PWG, Back Secretariat, from the Planning and Design Section, my viewers, for the reading of 3 civil works projects. For CID 25 GG 0065, the bed. Basic Infrastructure Program, Multi-Purpose Building, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multi-Purpose Building, IT Building, GH Cerilles State College, Main Campus. So the location, so Barangay Mati, San Miguel, Zamboanga del Sur. The ABC is 19,800,000 pesos. The source of fund, GE 2025, and the project duration, 180 calendar days. Next CID, 26 GG 0024, Rebid, construction, upgrading, rehabilitation of drainage along national roads, tertiary roads, Imelda, Tubayog, Tumalarang, Tunapuyan, Tumargo sa Tubig Road, with station limit Key 1717 plus 369, toll station Key 1717 plus 389. The location,
Ako malalang. I-clarify. So the location, so Kumalarang sa Zamboanga del Sur. The EBC is 4,032,700 pesos. Resource of fund, GEE FY 2026, and the project duration 142 calendar days. So next, CID. 26 JJ 0057. Rebid, asset preservation. Rehabilitation, reconstruction of roads with slips, slope collapse, and landslide. Tertiary roads, Imelda, Tubayog, Tukmalarang, Tulapuyan, Marco sa tubig. With road section ID is 01175 mm. And the station limit is 910 plus 933 to key 1720 plus 165. The location, Barangay Mahayahay, Kumalarang, Zamboanga del Sur, with EBC of 14,406,000 pesos. Resource of fund, GEE FY 2026, and the project duration 214 calendar days. And that's all, the chair. Engineer Pano, I request the John, technical requirements of
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, and of the BAC members, and our prospective leaders, Ma'am and Sir, good afternoon. So this afternoon, I will present projects that are scheduled for this afternoon's pre-bidding conference. So first, CID number 25JG0065. The project name, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, or BIP, multi-purpose buildings facilities to support services, construction of multi-purpose building, IT building, the project location, GH Cerilles State College main campus, Barangay Mati, San Miguel, Zamboanga del Sur. So the appropriation for this project is about 20 million pesos. Next slide, please. So on the screen is the map showing the location of the project as well as the geotag photos. So on the screen is the floor plan of the project. So total gross floor area is 1,906.8 square meters. So it consists of computer labs. And also classroom. The next slide, please. A part of also of the project is offices. So major items of work include item 901, the structural concrete, and item 902-1A, reinforcing steel deform grade 40. Item 902-1A, reinforcing steel deform grade 60. Cast in place pipe. So as shown on the screen are the bill of quantities of the project. On the screen also is the bill of quantities of the project showing part A, earthworks, and part B for plan and reinforced concrete works. So on the screen is the minimum equipment requirement and also the technical personnel required of the project. So next is the CID number 26JJ0024 with contract name Asset Preservation Program, Construction, Upgrading, Rehabilitation of Drainage along National Roads. Tertiary Roads, Imelda to Bayog, to Kumalarang, to Lapuyan, to Margo sa Tubig Road. K1717 plus 369 to K1717 plus 389. So as shown on the screen is the map showing the start and end of the project. So the total photo showing the beginning of the project and end of the project. So on the screen is the plan and profile of the project. So the roadway cross sections. So on the screen are the bill of quantities of the project showing part A, facilities for the engineer, part B, other general requirements, part C, earthwork, part D, sub-base and base course, part F, surface courses, part G, drainage and slope protection structures, and part H, the miscellaneous structures. So as shown on the screen, there's the technical personnel required of the project. And the minimum equipment requirement of the project. So next, CID number 26JJ0057 with contract name, Asset Preservation Program, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of Roads with Slips, Slope Collapse, and Landslide, Tertiary Roads, Imelda, Tubayog, Tukumalarang, Pulapuyan, Tumargo sa Tubig Road. S01175MN to K1719 plus 10K3 to K1720 plus 165. So on the screen is the Jokan photo showing the beginning of the project and end of the project. So on the screen is the plan and profile of the project. The cross sections. So shown on the screen are the bill of quantities of the project showing part A and part B. And the rest of the bill of quantities are shown are part C, part G, and part G. So as shown on the screen is the minimum equipment requirement and the technical personnel required of the project. So that's all for the planning and design section, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Planning and Design Section. I request the head of the DWG for its concern based on eligibility requirements.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. For the TWG concern, we have an audio visual presentation flash on the screen. So,
Submission and receipt of bids, Section 54 of this IRR of RE number 12009. Bidders shall submit their bids through their respective duly authorized representatives using the form specified in the bidding documents in two separate sealed bid envelopes or in appropriate documents and file format for electronic bid submission as per the relevant guidelines, and which shall be submitted simultaneously. The first shall contain the technical component of the bid, including the eligibility requirements under Section 52 of this IRR, and the second shall contain the financial component of the bid. First envelope shall contain the following technical documents at the list: PhilJEP Certificate of Registration, Platinum Membership in accordance with Section 20 of this IRR. Procurement to be performed overseas shall be subjected to the guidelines issued by the GPPB. Pickup license and registration or special pickup license in case of joint venture. Statement of all ongoing contracts, government and private. Statement of single largest completed contracts. Net financial contracting capacity. Joint venture agreement if applicable. Bid security in the prescribed form, amount, and validity period. Project requirements, which shall include the following: organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors' personnel to be assigned to the contract to be bid, with their complete qualification and experience data. Note: implementation of Department Order 227 Series of 2024. This directive to suspend the application of DEO 148 Series of 2024 shall not apply to the implementation and construction of buildings and bridges, where only accredited project engineers of the contractors and the consultant may be assigned to supervise DPWH projects, except for road construction. List of contractors' major equipment units which are on lease and or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership of or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor, vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be. Omnibus sworn statement in accordance with Section 54.3 of this IRR. Section 54.3. The omnibus sworn statement is executed by the bidder or its duly authorized representative shall contain the following: the signatory is the duly authorized representative of the prospective bidder and is granted full power and authority to do, execute, and perform any and all act necessary to participate, submit the bid, to sign and execute the ensuing contract accompanied by the duly notarized special power of attorney, board or partnership resolution, or secretary's certificate, whichever is applicable. It is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the GOP or any of its agencies, offices, corporations, or LGUs, including foreign government or foreign or international financing institutions, whose blacklisting rules have been recognized by the GPPB, by itself or by relation, membership, association, affiliation, or controlling interest with another blacklisted person or entity. Each of the documents submitted is a satisfaction of the bidding requirements in an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statement and information provided therein are true and correct. It is authorizing the HOPE or its duly authorized representatives to verify all the documents submitted. It complies with the disclosure provision under Section 81 and 82 of the Act and this IRR in relation to other provisions of RE number 3019. It complies with existing labor laws and standard. It complies with the responsibilities of a prospective or eligible bidder provided in the Philippine bidding documents. It did not give or pay directly or indirectly any commission amount, fee, or any form of consideration, pecuniary or otherwise, to any person or official, personnel, or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. And in case of advance payment was made or given, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligations and undertaking in the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute criminal liability under existing laws. Latest General Information Sheet reflecting the beneficial ownership information duly received by the Security and Exchange Commission for Corporation. Disclosure of relation ownership and beneficial ownership, Section 81.1 and Section 82, IRR of RE number 12009. Constructor Performance Evaluation System, rating as per DEO 171 series of 2025, or an owner certificate of acceptance or equivalent for private sector contracts. Department Order 11 series of 2017, inclusion of the minimum material testing equipment in the technical component of the bid. Considering that material testing equipment are essential during construction stage of a project, it shall therefore be included in the technical requirement of the bid, together with the other major equipment as contained in the technical envelope, which shall be subject to preliminary examination and further verified during the post-qualification stage. This minimum material testing equipment requirement shall be on per contractor basis and not on a per project basis. Department Order 253 series of 2003, accreditation of asphalt and Portland cement concrete batching plants, in order to ensure that only asphalt and concrete mixes of the highest quality will be used in all public works and highways projects. Second envelope. The second envelope shall contain the financial documents. The bidder's audited financial statements showing, among others, the bidder's total and current assets and liability, stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institution for the preceding calendar years, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of the bid submission. Bid form, bid prices, detailed estimates, including a summary sheet indicating the unit price of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid, cash flow in quarterly or monthly, and payment schedule, SCUR, PDM, construction method if award. Department Order 90 series of 2002, in order to improve transparency and prevent any insinuation, all pre-qualification and bid documents being required for submission must be properly book-bound, and the contents of which must be all numbered, paginated consecutively, the total number of which must be indicated in the covering page and signed by the duly authorized representative. Department Order 110, Series of 2024, implementation of ISO 9001-2015, certification requirement for large A, medium B, and medium A contractors in the procurement of infrastructure project of the department. In line with the department's commitment to its quality objective of providing quality, safe, and environment-friendly public infrastructure facilities aimed at improving the life of every Filipino, this department order is issued to ensure the utmost effectiveness and efficiency in serving the public, grounded in the endeavor to implement projects that adhere to international standards, determined through transparent and competitive bidding, delivered on schedule by the competent and committed civil works contractors. Accordingly, all procuring entities within the department are required to include ISO 9001-2015 certification or its latest version as applicable, as part of the project requirements in the bidding documents for infrastructure projects. This requirements applies to the bidder classified under the following: Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board, size range and are participating in the department procurement of the infrastructure projects with approved budget for the contract or ABC rents. For large A contractors, more than 300 million but less than 450 million. Medium B, more than 150 million but less than 300 million. And medium A, more than 30 million but less than 150 million. Bid Evaluation, Section 59. The BAC, through its secretariat, may ask in writing to the bidder for clarification of its bid. All responses to requests for clarification shall be in writing. The BAC shall evaluate the financial component of the bids to determine the lowest calculated bid using the following steps. The BAC shall immediately conduct detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in considering the completeness of the bid, arithmetical corrections. The BAC shall evaluate all bids on an equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. In case of discrepancies between bid prices in figures and in words, the word shall prevail. Total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item, the unit price times quantity per item shall prevail. Stated total price and actual sum of prices of component items, the actual sum of prices shall prevail. Unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the unit cost in the bill of quantities shall prevail. Total calculated bid prices as evaluated and corrected for computational errors and other bid modification which exceed the ABC shall be disqualified. Section 63.2 IRR of RE 12009. Within 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the BAC that the bidder has the LCB, the bidder shall submit all the eligibility documents supporting its PhilJEP certificate of registration, its latest income and business tax return filed for the preceding quarter, which should not be earlier than 2 quarters from the date of submission and receipt of bid, and other appropriate licenses and permits required by the law and stated in bidding documents. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Article 21 of the Act and this IRR. Department Order 127, Series of 2018. Conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. Checking the performance of the bidder on its ongoing government and private contracts. If any of these ongoing contracts shows a reported negative slippage of at least 15% in the single contract, a reported negative slippage of at least 10% in 2 or more contracts, failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 days and to complete them with 30 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiency. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificate of acceptance within 30 days and to complete the work within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures. Substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specification. Unsatisfactory performance of the contractor obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. Liquidated damages currently imposed on the contractor. If the BAC verifies any of these deficiency to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence, the agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the procurement of infrastructure projects.
That's all for the concerns.
Number 2. the representative of the quality section for its
Good afternoon, everyone. So on behalf of our section chief, Engineer Artemis Villar, so I am Engineer Heidi Antagon. So I will be the one to discuss the important issue department order. So first, department order number 213, series of 2004, reiterating the testing of construction materials be conducted prior to their incorporation into the works. So it is hereby reiterated that all the construction materials must be subjected to quality tests prior to their incorporation into the works. Next, Department Order number 85, series of 2019, directing all DPWH implementing offices to optimize the utilization of third-star rated materials testing laboratories and to issue a waiver as a last resort when availing the services of the accredited private testing laboratories. Next, Department Order number 49, series of 2021, schedule of minimum testing requirements governing items of work of the DPWH standard specifications for public works structures, buildings, ports and harbors, flood control and drainage structures, and water supply system, Volume 3, 2019 edition. So this will be the guidelines and reference for the minimum testing requirements of the said three projects. Next, Department Order number 218, series of 2022, amendment to Department Order number 49, series of 2021, regarding the schedule of minimum testing requirements governing items of work of the DPWH, standard specifications for public works structures, buildings, ports and harbors, flood control and drainage structures, and water supply system, Volume 3, 2019 edition. So this order modifies the issued DO 49 of 2021 that the conduct of California bearing ratio, or what we call CBR, and abrasion tests for the following listed items of work not be required anymore. So next, Department Order number 188, series of 2022, revise schedule of fees and charges for laboratory testing of construction materials. This will be the basis for the fees and charges of all the laboratory testing of construction materials. And lastly, the Department Order number 98, series of 2016, revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors, consultant, materials engineer. So prescribed here are the following. First, the criteria for accreditation. Second, the procedure for accreditation. Third, renewal and upgrading of accreditation. Fourth, the classification of contractors, consultant, materials engineer. And lastly, the criteria for the assignment of contractors, consultant, materials engineer. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Engineer Tagon, and now from the Secretariat, independent online viewer. And is there any concern of the body? Application? Let us go to the title of our next.
Mr. Chair, the next schedule will be the wrapping and the opening of bids. For 25GG0065, the opening will be on June 8, 2026. Then at 10 a.m. Then for 26GG0024, Rebid, and 26 The- correction, no? For the schedule for 25 DG 0065, Rebid. This will be happen this coming June 9 instead of 8, no? June 9, 2026 at 10 a.m. And for the two projects, 26 GG 24 Rebid and 26 GG 0057 Rebid. The opening will be on June 11, 2026 at 10 a.m. For the venue, Bakan Terrace Room, DPWH. And that's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Pano. I think we are done. Before we leave, may I request the box secretary for a closing prayer.
It's all time. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for your shared insights and ideas. Guide our teamwork and strengthen our cooperation. May patience, respect, and gratitude shape every interaction in our workplace today. Amen.
Okay, the meeting is now adjourned.